Oh, f off, Cena. Cancel. Cancel. Thank you. This is the new S1000XR. This is going to be an adjustment. So this, I believe, is the exact same engine. Same tuning, same engine as my bike. Just bigger fairing, more upright seated position, more of a adventure sport touring deal. It looks good. I think I like the red better than the white, although the red could be mistaken for a multi-strata. It looks good though. I mean, it's not going to win any beauty contests. I think from an aesthetic standpoint alone, the multi-strata is probably a better looking bike, but it also costs $5 grand more. And the camera is on. All right, let's do this. Okay, so the instrument cluster is identical. Everything is identical to the S1000R. This is basically my bike. It sounds exactly like my bike. The turning radius, however, is way, way better than the R, which is my biggest gripe about that bike. Seating position is pretty much upright. Oh my God, it's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. I feel like I'm sitting on a lazy boy. All I need is like football and a beer, just flipping channels. It sounds exactly the same as my bike. Yeah, very, very familiar with this engine. This is the S1000R engine to a T. Holy shit, I feel like I'm about 2 feet higher than I was before. It's really tall. So seating position is upright. I'm perfectly upright. I can feel the wind a little bit on my helmet, but this thing has 2 different positions. And it's on the low right now. So actually I'm gonna pull it up. It's just mechanical. You don't use there's no motor, you just use your hand. But yeah, the feel, the throttle response, the brakes, the sound of the engine is basically identical to the single R. So just like the RR, this thing's super tall, not just in my seat height, I mean to the ground. Again, I don't know if you can see, but I'm flat-footed, but my knee is, you know, just slightly bent. If you were 6 foot or less, it would be a struggle. Flickability is good. These handlebars are wide, so wide. So geometry on the legs, you know, I'm probably a little more tucked up. My legs are probably a little bit more tucked up than, you know, an R1200 RT or a true touring bike, because this could be looked at as a light adventure bike. You could do some light off-roading if you wanted to. So a little more ground clearance, but so yeah, it's a little more relaxed on the single R, but not much. Not much. I feel like my legs are, maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe my judgment's off because I just got off the double R. Oh, it's fast. Oh, it's fast. Wow, it's still super fast. You know, this thing weighs, I don't know, 50 pounds more than the single R, but oh, it's quick. So same setup as my bike. Cruise control, dynamic DDS system, whatever they call it, dynamic dampening system. The shift assist, quick shifter feels the same, although this one has downshifting too, which the single R does not. I suspect that on the 2016 single R they probably will include that. Brakes are the same. It feels like the same bike. So if I traded my bike in the single R, in a perfect world, I would have 2. I would have this and the double R, because this I could go for touring for long distance, and everything else I could ride the double R. That's not going to happen. It's basically old man comfort with almost super sport power. So I get it. I could totally see the attraction. Same mirrors. Oh, one thing I didn't mention. Oh, that mirror's loose. Oh, I've done that problem before. One thing I'll say, I think the mirrors on the double R were better than this bike and better than on my bike, because of the fairing. They come off the fairing, so they stick further out. Because the thing is, I think no matter what my age is, I like the idea of a light bike. It's just, riding a light bike is just more fun than riding a heavier bike. It just is. But what came before with heavier bikes was comfort. But now, BMW and Ducati and Yamaha are coming out with a happy medium. You know, this is heavier than a super sport bike, but it's way lighter than that bike, the FJR. And it's fast. And only if it had like reclining legs, I could stick my legs out and relax. If I bought this bike, I would want to do it for touring. And I gotta say, and it's part of it's because I'm tall. See, if I duck down, I'm okay, but I'm getting more buffeting on my head than I do on my bike. And it kind of sucks. Other than that, I mean, it's super, super comfortable. It's way comfortable. I mean, I could sit here all day. I feel like I'm on my couch at home. But I would definitely invest in a bigger screen. I mean, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to buy a big honking touring bike and go long distances, which is what I would do on this thing, you would have to replace this windscreen. I'm surprised that nobody has mentioned this before. I know people as tall as me have reviewed this bike before. It's part of the reason why I'm yelling. There's more noise in my helmet than on my bike. And I'm only doing 67, 68. I'm not going very fast. That's a little disappointing. Let me put it back up again. Let me see if I can... There we go. Alright, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Okay, that is better. But still, though, I think I would... I mean, I'm sure... First off, replacing the screen, it looks like it's 2 screws. It would probably take you 5 minutes. Even me, mechanically retard, it would take 5 minutes. So, yeah, I mean, something 3 or 4 inches taller, maybe an inch wider on each side, would probably do the job. But it's kind of like, well, it's a piece of plastic. Why wouldn't BMW just make that a little bit bigger at the beginning? That's a little disappointing. Other than that, though, it feels great. It feels great. It's the huge, huge wide bars, huge fulcrum. It's almost effortless to go into turns. It's fast. It's plenty fast. Cancel! Thank you. See, that happens. CETA comes on and says say commands when I get a lot of wind buffeting. Like if I'm going really fast on my bike on the freeway, it'll do that. I'm doing 66 and it happened because there's so much wind buffeting in my helmet. Oh, Big Bird's getting aggressive today. He's riding quick. But other than that, you know, I just have less to say about this bike. It's basically the single R, taller, wider bar, more upright, less wind projection, kind of. It's weird. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the showy helmet with the screen. I don't know, but the buffeting is disappointing. If this is supposed to be a long-distance touring bike. That's it, though. It's super comfortable. It's super flickable. It's fun to ride. Is it as fun as the double R? No, it's not as fun as the double R. But you know what? I'm more aware of my speed. I'm going slower on this bike than I was on the double R. There's no doubt that this is, you can just chill out and just cruise on this thing. Anyway, that's it. A retard's point of view of the double R and the XR. Oh, casualty of war. Aw, sorry, buddy. Yuck. You got to keep heading on Chapman? Yeah. Probably another good 8-9 miles.
8 more miles?
Yeah, a little way. And then there's a dead end, and then you make a left. You can't go straight. Basically, you can't go until you can't go straight anymore. Make a left, and it's on the left-hand side. It's a big park. You can't miss it. But yeah, you have a little way to go. Okay? Good luck. No problem. Oh, did my good deed for the day. That makes up for killing the beautiful butterfly.